What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Shonen Showdown. I'm your host, Robinson. To the right of me is...
It's me, Jarrod. You already know who it is.
And it is time for some One Piece. Let's get right into it. Today, we are going to be ranking the worst generation, the Supernova in One Piece, from strongest to weakest. So make sure you guys keep it locked. All right, Jarrod, so you know it's time to talk about the Supernova of One Piece. Let's do it. Now, before we get started, Blackbeard was once a part of this. He no longer is. He's a Yonko now. He's an emperor. But if he were included in this, there's no doubt in my mind he would be number one.
There's a big asterisk right next to his name, so can't just...
So we'll just mention him just to mention him. But right now, starting at number one, I am going to go with the obvious answer. Monkey D. Luffy. Mugiwara no Luffy. Straw Hat Luffy. The GOAT. I have to go with him. Obviously, we know what he has when it comes to hockey because he was taught by Rayleigh. We know that Morgan's put him in the newspaper, started talking about he might be a possible fifth Yonko. We know about how much control he has over his Devil Fruit abilities. And let's not forget Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd, and Gear 4th. Incredible. So I'm going with Monkey D. Luffy at number one.
Okay, that's a very good number one pick. Honestly, for this one, I feel like I can go either way for these guys, but I had to come down, of course, to my son, Mugiwara no Luffy.
Of course.
He does that thing, and like you already said, his gears, his mastery, and his... One thing I want to notice is big creativity with his Devil Fruit power, because I don't think anybody can just pick up the Gum Fruit and do what he's doing.
Oh, definitely not.
Be that innovative to use this fruit to the power that we see today. So I have to go with Luffy as my number one.
All right, so who do you have at two? Who do you have at two? This is where it's...
like I said, it could have flip-flopped, so I have my number two as Kid, Eustass Kid. I could have put him on my number one, but I just haven't seen all of that. I haven't seen him fight to that extent yet, compared to how I've seen Luffy, so I don't have the information to go ahead and put him on my number one list. But we've seen him in the short amount of time. We've seen him, he gets down. And his Devil Fruit is pretty menacing, so I have to give it to him in terms of strength and his just ferocity as a pirate. He really takes the name of a pirate. Yeah,
listen, and Kid is a very interesting pick because we can't forget that he had a higher bounty than Luffy at one point in the series as a bonney. So we know he's definitely powerful, and I definitely feel bad for Kaido falling out of the sky on his crew. I mean, come on, there is nothing else you can really do to stop that. That is just the worst luck in the world. But at number three, I have no choice. It is time. I'm going with Trafalgar D. Water Law at number three. Are you kidding me?
Of course.
Listen. What he does with his fruit is unreal. Listen, armament hockey, he has Room, he has Shambles, he has Tak, he has all these different forms where he can literally change things, change positions of people, amputate people, dismember bodies. I mean, what can you do when you are Law and you have that Devil Fruit? He's just so tactical with it. I'm definitely going to put him in here. He is a warlord, for crying out loud. I'm not going to sleep on Law.
That's true. And this is where I expected our disconnect to be. Right here. So, if you've watched previous videos on these two guys, you already know how my opinion is. So, I have to put at my number three spot, Zoro. Zoro will be my third pick in the worst generation. This man...
I knew we would split.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I just see his expertise with a sword and what his potential to be just as... way higher than what I've seen for Law. Not the knock Law.
What?
Not Black Law. Not way higher.
Way higher.
But just enough.
Law's bounty is up 500 million bennies. Let's not sleep on what Law brings to the table.
I'm sure Zoro was by himself.
And listen, I'm not saying. Listen, Zoro is amazing. We know what Zoro was able to do. We know he was trained by Mihawk.
Yes.
The way he took down Pika. I mean, come on. He can cut through almost anything. But Law's mastery of his Devil Fruit, combined with his skill with his hockey, I feel like Law right now in the series does have that edge on Zoro. I do think that Zoro will, probably surpass that later on, but as of right now that we're talking about, Law's a beast.
I don't know. I've seen Law struggle against other hockey users that are comparable and to a higher power level.
Hold on. We saw both of them fight against Hawkins. Who had Hawkins? Who put pressure on Hawkins?
I feel like they both did.
Zoro put more pressure on Listen, Law was putting pressure on Hawkins.
Yeah,
he was putting pressure on Hawkins.
Ability-wise.
I don't think Zoro was... ability-wise, Law was holding...
It looks like it's more, but Law had to run away too at the end of the day. You know, we can't leave out parts of the story.
Okay, all right.
Zoro was fighting from a distance.
Well, hopefully, who do you have at number 4?
Number 4?
Hopefully.
I have, of course, Trafalgar D. Law.
Okay, and we switched them.
Like we said before,
right?
Yeah, we switched them. I knew the split was coming.
And I got Zoro at number 4.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make that clear. I don't think Zoro's beating Law right now. I'm just gonna say that. Now at number 5, this is where it gets a little interesting. I'm gonna go with Hawkins.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Hawkins. Listen, the way he uses his devil fruit is unreal. You know, just seeing all those, you know, that giant strongman ability, you know, having people literally be used to die in your place or take wounds in your place is something that we really have never seen in One Piece. So I'm definitely gonna go with Hawkins right now in that spot. Obviously, you know, 1v1 scenarios against anybody above him, I don't think he's hanging. But the way he was able to, you know, put pressure on Zoro, I feel like it was interesting. It was definitely interesting, and I think, you know, there's going to be more instances where we're going to see his power thrive even more. So I'm going to go with Hawkins here.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with you on the pick, but I agree with what you said. Hawkins is, as you say, he's amazing. His devil fruit power is very resourceful, and he can like really operate the fight. And this whole little like magic fortune teller thing it works for him. But at my spot, I had Gang Bege as my number.
What?
Yes.
What do you?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
All right.
Just
all
because.
Right. All right.
Yes, 101.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
Yeah, 101.
I'm not even gonna.
Let me tell my speech.
Go ahead.
101. Yes, Hawkins. But if we're gonna bring up abilities again, I feel like Bege's whole castle will be able to take down Hawkins' multiple puppets in like one go. Not one go, but at least
the giant strawman ability that we saw from Hawkins.
Yes.
Versus that tank.
This is the tank. Well, you think that the giant strongman's gonna wash the tank?
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying you're sleeping on Hawkins' abilities here.
No, I'm
because
not.
Even if they land shots on Hawkins, he's not taking any damage. Bege is.
If he has enough puppets.
Oh man.
I'm just saying Bege has enough firepower to combat that type of like. It's almost like a multiplying technique.
He's tactical.
Yeah, and he has enough firepower to be able to handle like an army. He is a walking army. He's a walking like castle fort himself. I feel like he has enough army power, at least like an anti-army power, to be able to like take him down. At least be comparable to Hawkins.
I don't know if I can sign off on that, especially because
I think it could be a good matchup.
Especially because of the person that I have even above Bege.
Who?
That's not even Hawkins. But you know what I mean. Let me go with your next pick. Right?
My next pick,
because that was. Yes, let me just go with your next pick. All right, let's go with your next pick. This is pick number what? 6? Is
six.
Go ahead.
Number 6. Again, we flipped again. But I guess you flipped a little bit more than me coming up next. But I have Hawkins at number 6.
Okay, yeah. So we just broke down. Yeah, we just broke down why I think Hawkins would have a better shot against Bege. Even though I like what Bege is able to do, I just think that once Bege's in a situation against Hawkins in a 1v1. Even if he goes into that castle form, I feel like Hawkins has so many different abilities. We didn't even get to really see all of them. We've seen everything that Bege's basically able to do. We have not seen everything that Hawkins is able to do, and he's been putting pressure. He fought Zoro, Luffy, and Law. Do I think that Bege's pushing Zoro to Gorilla 1 and Gorilla 2 on 2? Nah, I don't think he is. But the fact that you did not have Mad Monk at number 6, you did not put Urouge at number 6 is just like that is just blasphemous. Like at this point, are you kidding me? Are you? Do you know who Mad Monk took down?
Oh, I know him.
Do you know who he took down? Because I feel like you don't know. He defeated. You know, Big Mom had not 3 but 4 sweet generals. Now it's 3. Snack. We didn't even get to see him box because who defeated him? It was Mad Monk. he's ridiculous. We know his Devil Fruit ability. As he takes more damage, it multiplies his gains. He hits harder. He gets more powerful. He gets more strength. Oh, and by the way, after he defeated Snack, Cracker pulled up on him later on, and he still came out of that situation. I don't even know how. So, do I think I could put Bege in that situation? Obviously not. I don't think he could do that in that situation by any means. He can't do that. So I'm gonna pick Mad Monk.
Mad Monk. Okay, I can see Mad Monk, but I'm keeping Bege where he is. I feel like his basically Fortress ability is good for an army type of battle. He's an anti-army weapon in my use, and I feel like Hawkins and these guys, maybe Urouge will give him more of like difficulty because he's more like
definitely he would give him
more difficulty. He's more like a close combat fighter. You know, he's up on you and he gets more damage.
I don't see Bege hanging with any sweet generals.
Maybe Cracker.
What?
Cracker. I feel like Cracker's ability was more annoying than his strength. You know.
I don't think he's hanging with any sweet generals. To be honest with you,
I don't know.
I really don't think. Yo, Oven was put in, like, I don't think he's hanging with any sweet generals. I don't know where you're seeing that, but I guess you guys let us know because at number 7, I'm gonna go with Bege. I think he belongs here at number 7. Listen, I like his ability to strategize. That is his main thing here. Him developing a plan to assassinate people. You know, like Big Mom and all of those things. Obviously, you know, Jinbei had to step into the equation and put in his 2 cents. But what Bege was able to do, I think, you know, his ability. Obviously, the Fire Tank Pirates are elite. You know, the castle ability, as you spoke of earlier, all those things are great. I just don't see him really hanging with, you know, a Mad Monk or a Hawkins or any of them right now. I just don't see it until I see a little bit. I need to see it like a hockey. I need to see something because, listen, I mean, every ability that he brought out at the wedding, you know, Pedo was there. You know, defeated all the stuff that he was trying to bring out. Katakuri was there, defeated all the operations that he tried to carry out, and he literally told them, listen, the operation's a failure. You guys gotta leave Big Mom's place. I can't even account for you guys. You guys might die. So, and not to say that Mad Monk or Hawkins would get out there unscathed anyway, but I'm just saying, like, I think they would have a better shot because Mad Monk is taking down sweet generals. I don't think he's there, so I'm gonna put Bege at number 7.
Okay, I hear that. Debatable on some points, but yeah, I got you. So my next pick, well, we already said him, but Mad Monk.
Okay.
Mad Monk will be your next pick.
Okay.
You basically
we just
already
talked
named
about
his accolades and what he can do and what it's basically about. And yeah, I feel like he sits well as in terms of strength. Out of like the rest of the Worst Generation members, he's definitely top in strength. And I don't see any of the other people we have left on this list taking him down.
Okay, disrespectful spot to put him, but we will talk about that. Now at number 8, who you have?
8. I have, you already know, Mr. Flip Flopper himself, X Drake, at number 8.
What?
Yeah. Why not? What? You think?
What?
What? Bonney?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have Drake.
You have Drake.
Spot.
Okay.
I mean, we seen his ability. He has an ancient Zoan Devil Fruit. We know what we've seen from these Devil Fruits and up to now. They're like OPs in general, and he has a good swordsmanship too. I wouldn't put him in like top 5 swordsmen, but he has enough proficiency to actually take down some remarkable characters in the show.
That's
or at
great.
least keep it on like a even basis.
That's great, but you're wrong. The answer here is Scratchman Apoo.
Scratchman Apoo.
First of all, the man's bounty is sitting at 350 million Betty. Second of all, the man literally dismembered Kizaru during the Sabodi arc. That was way back then.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not saying that, you know, Kizaru would lose to him. Obviously he wouldn't. But I'm just saying, I don't think X Drake is landing big time hits on Kizaru. I don't think so. He's a member of the Tobi Roppo. Page 1 was struggling against Reitsu Sanji. I don't know how we can really tier him to a level of Kizaru. But when listen, I'm just saying, if you're struggling, if you're top, they're the top. You know, the Tobi Roppo are the top. If they're struggling with Sanji and Reitsu, I don't think they should even be. Listen, I'm putting Scratchman Apoo here.
So you're saying Apoo can hold up to Sanji in a raid suit also? That was being said?
At a bounty of 350 million?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why can't he fight against Sanji?
We're talking about like invisibility. That's basically the only reason why he was like knocking out page 1. Invisibility and speed.
I'm saying Scratch and Apoo was landing hits against Kizaru.
Mm-hmm.
X Drake can do that.
Yes. How are we gonna act like X Drake can't do this? Why are we knocking down X Drake like he's not an expert swordsman? Along with enhanced devil fruit.
I don't know. With a bounty over 100 million plus on X Drake, that's where Apoo sits right now. I'm just gonna say I think
the government agent.
I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying I think Apoo can beat him. I do.
I mean, that's where I think he's more different.
Apoo's a flip flopper. We know that he switches teams like night and day. He just keeps switching teams, but it's because he's that valuable, and that's what he brings to the table. And plus, a music devil fruit is very, very hard to counter. I really think that having Drake's devil fruit as an Allosaurus, turning to an Allosaurus, I mean that's cool, but having music and using sound for explosions, for strikes, for cutting is like that's big brain. I don't know how Extra Drake is countering that. I don't
know. Durability, man.
Yeah.
I feel like dinosaur skin would be a lot strong, like very strong, especially enhances some hockey. I don't know. But I feel like it'd be a good fight. It
would be a great fight, though. It would be a great fight, but I think Apoo's coming out on top.
Yeah, I'm not
because I do have Extra Drake right underneath him, sitting at number 9. Okay. For things that you obviously just stated. Obviously, he's an ex-Marine. We know his abilities. We know his devil fruit stuff, and he's a member of the Toby Roko. So I do believe he's in somewhere around the bracket of Raid Suit Sanji level. Somewhere around there. Not to say that Raid Suit Sanji is weak, but when it comes to we're talking about the cream of the crop of the Supernova, like Law and Kid and all these people, is Raid Suit Sanji really going to be in those conversations? I'm not too sure as of yet.
Maybe land a hit or two, but I wouldn't like telling them to go fight tomorrow.
Right. Who do you have at 9?
At 9, I guess we just flipping flopping today. So I have Apoo at my number 9.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. Obviously, right. Music devil fruit, it's very innovative. It's different from what we've seen before, and it has a lot of applications that can be used in different ways. Yes, I'm just saying it will give X Drake like some difficulty. It's definitely difficult to navigate around that type of devil fruit in general because it has so many applications. It can be used to like make explosions, cuts, inflict like some damage to structures around. It depends on the mind of the person. That's like a big thing with devil fruits, the curiosity. But next, after Apoo, of course, Bonney. Gonna have Bonney next.
What?
Bonney, yeah.
Wait. Do you know that Killer is on the board?
Oh, yes.
Do you not know that Killer is on the board?
Yes.
Because how dare you put Bonney at... Let me say this.
Refer to my list. Had to refer to my list.
Listen, you scared me, Jarrod, because
I scared myself. I'm like, why is he looking at me? Why is his face like that?
You scared me because listen.
Nah, I forgot about Killer.
You forgot about Killer.
My apologies.
Listen, I don't blame you. Kaido fell out the sky, and I thought Killer was gone too, but Killer is still alive. He's still thriving within the story of One Piece. So that is who I am putting.
Yeah, not to knock my Bonney fans out there. He is on the list, but just not at this spot.
But she's not seeing Killer.
Yeah,
she's not seeing Killer. Obviously, Killer is Kid's right hand man. If I'm gonna rank Kid that high, I have to put Killer somewhere in that bracket as well.
Yeah, his number 2.
I just got to see a little bit more because we haven't seen enough. But I think you're right. We haven't seen anything. But I think he's somewhere in that tier, above Bonney. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, like you said, from where we put him on the list, if we have Luffy competing, we already know where his number 2, basically unofficial number 2,
right, like
appears on the list. We can only have his competition's number 2 be somewhere high on the list. Couldn't put him at the lowest spot there.
Right. And to finish it off, Bonnie's obviously a last. And there's no disrespect to Bonney.
Yeah.
But I just got to see a little bit more from Jewelry Bonney.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, the whole blunder with Blackbeard and that situation getting captured by Blackbeard. I mean, I got to see more. One thing I do like is how she was able to, infiltrate government grounds and things of that nature. I think that was very cool. But like in terms of combat, I just have to see. I gotta see more. I need hockey. I need something.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm gonna put her at the bottom.
Yeah, definitely the disconnect. Like you said, her abilities lie elsewhere besides just fighting straight on like battle.
Right.
And not to say those are not valuable skills, but just for this list in terms of like power and like who can be more effective or like at least have most impact of what we've seen so far, you have to put Bonnie at this position. Devil Fruit is definitely interested in the whole age thing.
Right.
She saved Zoro in the past and it's definitely nice, but for this list, I can't see myself putting her any higher than where we have right now.
All right, so you guys let us know how you're going to rank these Supernova, how you're going to rank these worst generation members in One Piece from strongest to weakest. And with that, see you next time. Peace.